Oh, hi there. It's Friday, end of the week, and I am going to revisit the old Fast Shogi Friday, but on 81 Dojo. Going to probably play some 10-second games if I can find them. If not, maybe Triley Shogi. Or if not there, maybe we just chat. Or maybe I just don't stream. We'll see. We'll see. Anything is possible today. I am going to start looking for a game while waiting for people, just since there's nothing else to do. 0 minutes, 10 seconds. There is a WSL game in 2.5 hours today, but I don't really know any of the players. So, I don't expect I'll be streaming it. All right, we have a 3-dan. Hiko. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Check the stream. Static rook. Maybe we'll get another bogey. This is the old, okay. The old way of, oh boy, okay. Get this guy up. Did a pro make a video recently? Like, has a pro made a video recently on dealing with Urshino Ryu? I wonder. I think this is fine. This is totally fine. He exchanges. We take. Yeah, if he would have exchanged the bishop, I think we're fine. We've discussed this. It actually kind of is nice, I think. Let's play a little safer. I mean, not safer, but let's get our king up there. I don't know if this move is what the engine wants. He's got a silver and a pawn, so the bishop or the edge attack is in play. Let's get our silver up. Yeah, the edge attack is absolutely in play. Let's get our knight up. Yeah. So I'm not sure how to handle this. I know how to defend it. I know how to attack with it, but I don't really know how to defend it. I lost it. I lost track. I'm not sure what I want to do. I should have gotten the king over. That's what I should have done. Yeah. Yeah, we're in bad shape, Pio. I think we're in bad shape. This will be instructive to take a look at. Is there anything I could have done? Take. I don't think so. Boy. Very strong attack. Very strong attack. Is that a trapped horse? No, it's not. Or is it? He comes forward? He's got a knight. Shoot. Okay. GG. GG. Boy, I would have liked to play that one out. That was a very fast Jew. That was a very fast one. I don't seem to get to many end games on 81 Dojo in 10 seconds. It seems like either I time out or my opponent times out. It's very different from Shogi Wars. Very different. Let me check chat after I import this, because I was fully in the game. 10 seconds. Tulip, hello. Emperor Rex, good day to you. Mr. 10x54, hello. All right. So we are here. Let me flip the board. Gonna run the eval. And so I think... I mean, he could be in the edge attack now. So I think I want to come over here. You haven't caught because you've been sleeping a bit earlier? Nice. I appreciate having you here. The engine is liking 5/5 pawn, which I think we've seen before in previous games, but I like 4/1, which is right behind. So if I come over, let's say he does this. This is what I'm curious about. The engine still likes this and this. But let's say let's do the number 2 move. Oh, this is not the number 2 move. This is the number 2 move. So responding to this is not at all advisable. Okay. Hey, Killer Ducky. No. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't not say that. I would not say that. The thing is, you know, I do enjoy the discussion. I enjoy talking with people about this stuff. And I need to prepare for the Pan Am tournament in Brazil later this year. So I think while I have been pleasantly surprised at how well I've been playing without streaming, over the board and online, but over the board in particular. I feel like I've improved a little bit since I stopped regularly streaming, which is much nicer than what I had expected, which is to start playing worse. But I do feel like I should stay in touch with playing more, because those games where I'm playing well over the board and online are, they're I don't want to say addictive, but it feels good, and I still want to get better at this dumb game. It's not a dumb game, but despite the games and the Shogi World's efforts to make people not want to play this game, I want to play the game. Oh yeah, bridge or the bridge roguelike. Yeah. So hey, Just Filippo, the bridge is really, I would like to play. I'd like to learn just so I know what I'm watching sometimes on TV or in a movie. But I think bridge is pretty much a non-starter for me. It's 4 players. It's a 4-player game. And finding, yeah, it feels like it'd be, it's just too, it's a 4-player game. Playing with bots is actually pretty good. It's not satisfying though, right? It's not satisfying to play bots. In a similar way that Virtua Fighter, a game that's been around for Virtua Fighter 5, this game that's been around for 20 years, where everyone that's still playing the game is great at the game. So, like, I can't even find humans really to play, let alone beat. I'm playing with the computer too, and it's just not so fun. The expert level players say they play weird, but for you it seems completely normal. And they have a way. Yeah, I think you've streamed where you play with the bots but compete with other humans. Yes. Yeah, I've seen you stream that. I've seen you stream that, and I've lurked through some of those as well, where when you're streaming, it's often when, like, we're about to have dinner or we're having dinner, and I might just lurk and not say anything because I can't hear what you're saying. I'll have the sound off. Capybara, good to see you. It is not Truck Castle Day. Greetings. So this happened, but we do hear, interesting that the engine's number 1 move is my heart's number 1 move. Habu is 1 game away from challenging for a title again. Oh no, not again. No, I not again. Not again. Good to see you, by the way. Not again. My not again. If you can't see them, if you can't find a mate in 13, you're not going to, he's broken. It's not going to happen. We'll see. I still do not understand, I think we might have discussed this, but I've still been thinking about it. How he gives up his rook how do you give up your rook when you don't see mate? Like, it was perfectly reasonable for him to give up his rook as long as he saw the mate. But he didn't see the mate. So it felt like he just gave himself a worse position. But I don't know. What do I know? They're in 60-second byoyomi. And I'm watching from the comfort of my own couch with Idrino Shogi. The dulcet, is it dulcet? Is that the words? The dulcet tones of Idrino Shogi's voice guiding me through the game. I was very disappointed in that game in general, because I felt both players made moves. Both players ignored playing moves that I would have made as a matter of course. And that's not to say that I'm a top level shogi player. It's not to say that I'm not a top level shogi player. but I don't know. I don't understand the pro games as it is. But when I see the best moves and they don't see the best moves, now it's just complete me watching it is complete. So it's like it's complete chaos for me to watch shogi games because I don't understand what they're doing. But when I do think I see what's going on, and it does turn out to be the best move, and they don't play it, now it's like, what am I even watching? Let me just watch an amateur game that I can enjoy and understand. Wait, you chuckled at that joke? Which joke? Which joke? I wasn't telling jokes. I'm just, as the kids would say, spitting facts. It's very counterintuitive to start with the gold there. That's the only way, though. Right? That was the only way. So maybe, I mean, it's very. So for me as a shogi spectator, one thing I've noticed, and I think this probably holds true for everybody, is that sometimes when you're playing shogi, when you're watching shogi, and this is probably the same in chess and other games, but sometimes you see a move immediately. Sometimes you just see a move. And then once you see that move, it's like, how can nobody else see this move? And I think that's how I was both for rook takes 7-5 on Hattori, in Hattori's attack, and in gold drop 4-4 or whatever it was in Habu's mating attack. Both of those moves were, I want to say, the first move that I instantly saw. And so sometimes it's hard for me to be like, well, how do they not see this? Like, it seemed sort of clear to me that nothing else was going to mate. Like, if you were going to try to mate, like, if I was going to give up my rook to try to mate, the only way to do that, I thought, was the gold drop. The gold drop on 4-4. But again, I'm sitting there in my couch. I don't have 60-second byoyomi clock beating down on me. But it was fascinating to me. It was definitely fascinating to me. Well, the gold move is an anti-pattern because it's check and chase. Well, I mean, sometimes check and chase works. That's so it's that may be an anti-pattern for pros, but that's very much a pattern for me. So, kudos to me. I've been saying that my approach to shogi is superior all along. But I think my point still, besides patting myself on the back, I think my point really is that if you're not going to check and chase, you've got to give up. You can't give up that rook. I just thought that was like, if you don't see the mate and you don't see the win, don't give up the free rook when you're in a bad spot. Like, it seemed to me it's like, if you're going to give up that rook, you see the mate, or you save the rook, or you resign. I didn't see that alternative. I just don't see Habu's alternative. It felt like he was playing Hope Shogi, which I am also very familiar with. Lorenzo and Gust One, great to see you both. But yeah, it's the IQ meme with the Shogi skill. Exactly. Exactly. Except I am the Jedi in the meme. I am both the Jedi and the beginner. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, beginner, cold drop 4-4. I don't even know what Habu did. Habu was I don't know what he was doing. Like yeah, yeah, exactly. No, that's check and chase. Fuji also had a really sick move in Meijin Game 3. Yesterday was a jam-packed game of pro games. Oh, cool. So Fuji would have seen this mate. I think we can all agree on that. I think we can all agree on that. So the thing that Habu I wonder if so I read the mate up, I read the mate down, but I think I did not read the mate down into the side, which admittedly does feel like the most difficult for me was the most I'll say it was the most difficult variation because it was the one I didn't see. And as Adrena Shogi was going over it, it seemed like the most complicated. So my guess there is that Habu read that variation and couldn't calculate it through. Somehow could not calculate it through because he's old. Let's just say because he's old. As an old person, I can use the old excuse for myself and for others. So he could not calculate that through. And so he didn't even go for it. But instead, he chose to make a move that just loses the game, which is kind of weird. Which is kind of weird to me. But maybe he spent so much time trying to calculate the mate that he wasn't calculating how dead he was if he didn't mate. Which is yet another problem with byoyomi. Yeah, tough call. I would have won the game. So the thing is, I have been playing endgames, I think, very well lately. What is this? A follow from Minesweeper Gambit and a first-time chat. Hello. It's been so long since you last played any shogi at all. It's it's not the most welcoming online world. It's the online world of shogi is not the most sort of like drawing in thing. So it's understandable that you might have fallen away from it. But yeah, so Habu. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying, but it's tough. Not a lot of people are on the same strength as you are. Is that high or low? I'm gonna guess you mean low because online shogi is not like I was mentioning Virtua Fighter 5 earlier. Online shogi world has mostly people who know what they're doing. There was a really interesting discussion on it, on this topic. There's sort of this topic. It was a side topic in the podcast, but in a stream or two ago, Todovsky had mentioned that the Chess Angle podcast, a podcast I've been mentioning for a long time, but I thought went away. Something happened in my podcast app that I was not getting new episodes for it. So I thought when the season ended, I thought the guy died, the guy stopped doing it, yada da da. But it turns out there have been episodes. So anyway, Todowski mentioned that there was a new episode. So I was watching or was listening, and I'm going sort of in reverse order. But this discussion, this is episode 187, the 2200 myth. Why? And I'll finish the title. Why most adult chess players won't make master, parentheses, and that's okay. That's the title. He was talking at some point in this podcast about the differences in ratings over the years. So he had a mailbag. And boy, I'm always jealous. When he gets good mailbag questions, I'm always so jealous, because, as a podcast host, you're praying for good content to come from the viewers. You're praying for some nice questions. You're praying for donations and things, anything, stuff like that. But he got a nice question from someone who has been playing the game for a long time. I think the guy said maybe 10 years. And he's been playing 10 years, and he studies. And he said he probably studies and plays maybe about an hour-ish a day, that kind of thing. So someone who is not casual. That, to me, is not a casual player. That's someone who has made chess a part of his life. And this player has not cracked 1,000 on chess.com rapid. And this gets into a discussion that I have had, and it gets into a discussion that most people in this sphere of blabbermouths in chess and shogi and yada da 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 will talk about, which is, what makes someone good. We talked about it yesterday on stream. What makes someone good? Study, playing, etc. And the fact of the matter is, as I said, I think we don't know what makes someone good. We don't know. We certainly have lots of guideposts. We have lots of data and lots of experience, but we don't really know why one person advances while another person stagnates. We just don't know. And this is something that he said now. He has 25 years, I think, of tournament director and chess community experience, this podcast host. And I hope I'm doing justice what he said. But like he said, over the years, what used to be 1600 was these players would regularly give up a pawn, or give up a piece. And it'd be a regular occurrence. And he said that, now 1600, 1700 players, they don't do that. They just don't do that anymore in his experience. And, the bar has gotten lower. And this is something that I have mentioned. And they pointed out to the metrics of percentages on chess.com, like the top 1,000 is like the 80th percentile, I think. And there are a lot of ways that these kinds of numbers can be wrong, right, etc. But I'm just pointing that out because he did. But regardless, I have talked about this because I have that experience of watching my nephew and my son on chess.com. And I see the games that they play. And I see how they struggle to rank up on chess.com. And it's like, I'm watching these games, and it's like, this 250 Yloigh player is not playing perfect, but he's not giving up pieces. He's not, the joke is among people who established their rating 10 years ago and now call themselves that. So, among the people who became 1600 10 years ago and still call themselves a 1600, they'll say you just don't blunder your pieces and you'll rank up. Just don't blunder your pieces. And just don't throw away your queen. But like these 250s that I'm watching, they're not blundering their pieces. They're not blundering their queens. They're sometimes not even blundering their pawns. Or, they are blundering their pawns, sort of blundering, but they might be getting some sort of little compensation as well. Maybe not intentionally, but all I'm saying is in my now somewhat not comprehensive, my somewhat established, my somewhat non-negligible experience in reviewing games from my son and my nephew. Again, I'm not a good player. I'm not a good chess player. But I have been stronger than they are. In the 250s, 400s, 500 Yloigh level, they're playing, I will say non-cheaters. I will say that I have not spectated or reviewed a single game where I thought the other player was cheating. Maybe that just means cheating technology has gotten really good. But anyway, they're playing these players, but these guys, they are not blundering their queen. Some are. It's not unheard of. It's not unheard of. Some are. I mean, I don't want to go too far on the other extreme. But for the most part, these games, like some of these tough games that my son has, or the tough games that I saw my nephew have, neither of them are blundering major pieces. None of them are. Yeah, so they're developing their. Yeah, so they're good to see you, GM Zerk. Some are developing. Some of them are castling early. I think that's the thing, is that some people just don't castle enough. I'm not a good player, so what I think is good, I don't know. So are they developing their pieces well? I don't know. It seems to me like they're going by chess principles, but like there's no tactical shot on move 4. There's no tactical shot on move 10 in a lot of these games. They're just kind of like slow games, and that eventually wear down, and eventually there are mistakes. Of course there are mistakes, but like it's not like what the 1600, like the person, I don't know if you're here, like the 1600 who earned their 1600 10 years ago and now calls himself a 1600 forever. Like those people just say, just don't blunder your queen, just don't blunder your pieces. I just don't think that holds anymore. And the fact that so many people seem to be stuck at sub 1000 chess.com rapid, I think there's evidence there. And anyway, long story short, this goes back to Shogi, is that I think a lot of the people that we have playing Shogi, they're just more experienced or better players. It's just very hard for a beginner. It's very hard for a beginner to come in and play and find good games. And in chess, despite the fact that this has happened, despite the fact that it seems like there's what I perceive to be this massive, especially at the low levels, this massive deflation of ratings. Even with that in place, beginners can still find beginners to play. Beginners can still find people that they can have good games with, that they can win against and they can lose against. That seems to be very difficult in the Shogi world, especially if you use 81 Dojo as the Shogi world, which obviously there is more to the Shogi world than 81 Dojo. And Shogi Wars does have more lower level players, but I don't think many more. Adrian Shogi, how long had he been studying for an hour a day? I don't think he went into that, so I'm not sure. That question was definitely in my mind. How long have you been studying seriously? The way he talked, it sounded like it had been for a while. I don't know. The Shogi Wars uses plenty of bots at the lower levels, but they're bots. They're bots, and they don't play like humans, and they're not rewarding to play against. in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinions. So it's that's a tough one. I think it's still a tough one. Yeah. Like I think when I ranked up at Shogi Wars, I think when I first joined Shogi Wars, I think my rank solidified at 5Q, but I had many more losses than I had wins, I think. And I don't think many of those wins were against humans. So ranking up from 5 to 4, I think took a long time. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. And I think I actually had a second. I think I started with some first account on Shogi Wars that I then sort of forgot or whatever before I switched them. I don't remember. I don't remember. I could be confusing it with Shogi Quest. Because that was a while ago. But anyway, I found it to be a really interesting discussion, and I'm just very glad that this that the podcast still exists, the Chess Angle podcast, because it's approachable. I generally like the topics he brings up. He does talk about the club scene, which is interesting to me, even though I don't play chess. Even though I don't play chess. It does feel it feels spiritually similar to the shogi world in that regard. But Minesweeper Gambit, you say you might rank down several queues if you were to hop back in right away. Oh, on 81 Dojo you would. Yeah. 81 Dojo has been a little bit in flux ratings lately, where the stronger players have had their rating deflated because of the influx of strong Shogi Club 24 players. The mid-level players that have been playing, I think, had their ratings deflated, but the rating system adjusted I think the mid-level players that were active have also had their rating deflate, but then the rating system adjusted to inflate them back up a bit. Since I don't play very much, I think I haven't really been... since I don't play very much on 81 Dojo rated games, I wasn't really affected, and I think I still consider myself to be an inflated rate ranking on that game, and or on that site. And the fact that I'm like 1 or 2 wins away from 3 Dan on 81 Dojo should tell you all you need to know about how I am inflated on that site. But at the lower levels, I think the rating system deflated them, which might be good. But I'm not sure. I haven't spent too much time on that. It's a weird. It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy in the low level 81 Dojo queue ranks because of the sandbaggers and the people who are not sandbaggers but don't play often but have certainly been improving outside of 81 Dojo. Lorenzo, they do allow you to turn off batching with bots. They do. Shogi Wars does. Hey, Koshiro, great to see you. Yeah, they do let you turn it off. You're not going to find me saying much great stuff about Shogi Wars these days, but that's one of the nice things. You've never seen Smurfs in the Shogi world? Well, you just haven't looked. Shogi Club 24 had a lot. 81 Dojo certainly has had a lot. And I think probably still has a lot. And that's different from, I think, just the bubble effect on 81 Dojo. But I do think 81 Dojo has a bubble effect of certain players only playing certain other players, so their ratings don't necessarily track with the other bubbles of players. But that's not intentional sandbagging / smurfing. But yeah, I've streamed hundreds of games on Shogi Club 24, and I think we saw, as I ranked up, I think I started streaming probably in the 13Q range on Shogi Club 24, and my last rank before they shut down was 7Q, I think. What we saw through that history of games that I streamed is that I did not start ranking up until I stopped playing double-digit queues. So on Shogi Club 24, at some point, as I'm just bouncing between 13 and 11Q, back and forth between 13 and 12 and 11, and I said, did I just lose my connection? Hold on. Both streaming viewers. No, I have not dropped any frames. It looks like I am still live. Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Twitch hung on my monitoring machine. So I was just between 13 and 11Q, back and forth, getting wrecked, winning, getting wrecked, winning, losing, getting wrecked. And then once, I sort of had a good streak, which put me into the 10Q. I think it was 10Q, which is on that second, on a different tab, I think. And then I demoted, and then I came back, made it back, and I think I said, well, I'm not going to play any more double-digit Qs because, yeah, I made the analogy of the undead pulling the people from the second tab into the third tab or whatever it was, and then my ranking just my rating just went, as soon as I stopped playing double-digit Qs, my rating went up. And occasionally, it'd be tough to find a game, and I would accept a challenge from like a 13Q or whatever, and boom, I got beat. I got wrecked. And the point is not that the rating system doesn't matter. It's not that I'm complaining about that. It's just it feels very obvious to me what was happening on Shogi Club 24. There just were a lot of sandbaggers at the low levels, many of which with thousands and thousands upon thousands of games played. So like sometimes in 81 Dojo, I think you'll find people who are like 5Q and below who have many thousands of games played. But you might say, well, you just said that someone can play 10 years with studying chess and not improve. And that's true. And you got me. I don't know if that's the case here, though. Yeah. Yeah, Coach, you didn't try to smurf. You tried to do a great thing. You tried to do the thing that I have been asking for good players to do since I started playing Shogi, which is to do a climbing the rating ladder. And you tried to do it, and then Shogi Club 24, the site that seemed to have zero moderation of anything at all, they decided to take it out on you. I wonder if you would have had a Japanese account. If you would have just said that you were from Japan, you would have been ignored. You would have been allowed to do whatever you want to do. But regardless, one thing about climbing the rating ladder, though, you can do climbing the rating ladder with your actual account. That's something that John Bartholomew did on the old. John Bartholomew years and years ago started climbing the rating ladder, the climbing the rating ladder series on chess.com, way before chess.com had better matchmaking and all this stuff. There was a graph of the players available, and you challenge and you put up games like the old days. But he played with his, whatever it was, let's say it was 2400 rank account. He played with his account, and he just said, today I'm playing 800s. So he would challenge 800 level players, and people would accept. I mean, you get a challenge from an international master. I mean, I'd be mashing that accept button. It doesn't matter what level I am. I'm mashing that accept. It doesn't matter if it's rated. I'm mashing that accept. I mean, just like now when I play, if I play Z-Kid or if I play Noah on 81 Dojo, if they want to play me, I'll mash that accept button. Not only do I get to play someone who's way stronger than I am, but it's also a free roll. It's a ratings free roll. This is a plus and a minus side, because I will lose like 1 point. Even as a 2-dan, I will lose like 1 rating point if I lose to Noah or Z-Kid or Koshiro or whatever. But if they Nifu or if they disconnect, I'm going to get like 60 points. The problem is, and this happened when in one of those games, Noah, it seemed like he did disconnect. I didn't want to take his points. That's the downside of this, is that I do that with people who I know and I like, so I don't want to take their points. But I know that Noah doesn't care about his points. So I was able to make that okay with myself. Hey Fordude, did I greet you before? I don't know, but hello. There are also a lot of players who obviously have very good understanding openings, but they play very fast and carelessly, so they'll give back wins because they just want to play fast rather than think hard to ensure the win. That is very true. That's very true. And I don't know, you ask in your next line, how do those people stay 13Q? I don't know if that's why, but I have noticed on Shogi Club 24 for some of the people, like they're playing so well and they're so fast, and it's like, how do I even compete with it? Like, I can't compete with this. But then in the end game, they completely throw away like their win, and I'm able to somehow scramble out a win. And it's like, did they throw intentionally, or are they just playing too quickly? I don't know. I just don't know. But it seems like there are a lot of those players. How do they stay at 13Q if they're so darn good? And I just don't know. Because I only see them, some of those players, I only see them when they're crushing me. They're some of those, like a lot of those players that would crush me, I never got my points back from them. So clearly they took my points. So they should be getting higher, but they don't. I don't know. Yeah, you've had games that felt like both, though. Yeah. Minesweeper, you say you did manage to get 6-dan to play an illegal move in a 0-30 game, and you got boosted 2Q ranks. Well, I don't think that can happen on 81 Dojo. You'll get boosted up to your max. That's one nice thing of 81 Dojo. Well, one nice-ish thing of 81 Dojo system is that you can't cheese it that way. You can't boost it that way. At most, you will go up to your cap of your rating. It'll bump you up to the top, and then you'll have a promotion game. So like in those old days where, for example, I said I would get 64 points if I would have gotten lucky against Noah. I would have gotten 60. That's assuming I still had 64 points worth of headroom up till the next rank. Like right now I'm like, I don't know, what am I on 81 Dojo? I'm 11 points away from the next rank. So like now it does me very little good to play a 5-dan, because if I win, I'll go up to 17. I'll get 10 points. And if I lose, I'll get 1 point. So it's still a 1 to 10 free roll sort of ish for me. But like if I was 1600, which is the low of my current rating, and then it would be a 60 to 1 kind of like, or 64. I think it's 64. I think the most you can win is 64 points in a single game. So it's like a 64 to 1 free roll. Oh, Fortune, good point. Yeah, possibly during the preliminary rating phase. Yeah. Hey, Cubing B, good to see you. Lorenzo, you say easy to do. They may beat 2 Dons and then lose to other 13 Qs. I'm not sure. The people on Shogi 24. Oh, there's a WSL game starting. No, there isn't. David, go. Hold on. It's a 1 o'clock game. He is requesting this game 2 hours early. He's requesting his game 2 hours early. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that what we have here is another UTC conversion problem. David Go is going to be waiting potentially. Well, let's see. Is there any chatter in here? I'm online now at your date. I'm not sure if he is. So all this could be solved. See, this is what, when we talk about computers making our lives better. In the old days, those of us who were working on computers and writing software, one of the things we wanted to do was to improve people's lives, to make difficult things easier, to make annoying things easier. It was about improving the human experience. This WSL page, all they need to do is localize the times, is give an option to localize times. How many games in WSL do we see someone say, sorry, I miscalculated the time. It just happened yesterday, and it looks like it's happening today. It's like, this is a computer. Computers are good at solving these things. And as someone who has spent a lot of time working with dates on computers and on services, I will say there is a lot of software and libraries that will do this for you, that will do this work for you. So why is it so difficult? How much time did I spend trying to when we were on stream and I set up this Super Saturday tournament? How much time did I spend setting up the tournament versus spend trying to make sure that I got the UTC conversion correct? I think I spent more time setting the time. I spent more time setting the tournament time than I did all the rest of the tournament. Anyway, I'm tempted to message David Go. I don't know David Go, so I don't want to message someone I don't know. But I'm tempted to say, it looks like you've got another 2 hours until your until your game. But then what if I'm wrong? But the thing is, what if I'm the idiot? What if I'm actually calculating this date wrong in my head? I know that as of yesterday, we have 7 hours between California time and UTC. So that tells me that this is 1300, which is 1 p.m. my time. It is 11 a.m. my time, which is 2 hours before. You're doing the maths. I'm not I am not a maths PhD, but I think I'm doing the numbers right. Coach, you lost more because of time zone miscalculated than illegal moves. I believe it. I believe it. I totally believe it. I totally believe it. I'm just going to keep reloading. Oh, this is another Slovakia team. What team is this? This is Slovakia 1? Ah. Is this team as good as Slovakia 2? Who are these guys? What division is this? This is Division D. So when they're in the lower division. I wish, again, while we're talking about computers making lives better and easier, this is another case where, just like having the date, I wish it would give me the rating, because this now becomes a 2-click process. I've got a command click to get to see him, then I've got to click again to see his rating on 81 Dojo. So I see that he's 4Q. Now I close a tab, close the second tab, go back here. So that was actually like a 5 or 6 click process that the computer could have solved for me by just doing the lookup, doing the database lookup. What is this person's current rating? Now we're talking a lot about software. And I'm getting extremely excited. Okay, so they're Slovakia 1, but they are a lower level team than Slovakia 2, who is in Division C. Slovakia 2, yeah. Wait, is Tulip in Australia 1? Yes, also in Division C. Where did I project Australia 1? Right behind Slovakia 2. That's good company. Division C is stacked. Division C is really good this year. Who is in the Malaysia team? Benjamin Shuit is in this one? Yeah, like I said, Division C is stacked this year. I predicted Malaysia to be Division C. I have to be the winner of Division C, but I made a note, and I don't recall the context of this. There's a footnote here. Malaysia has issues with pressure. I don't remember what the deal is. I don't remember what the deal is with that footnote. I do know, Shogi, you played him and the ninja when you were in Malaysia. Yeah, that must have been really cool. Yeah, Malaysia could easily be 2 teams. I just don't know if they all play enough. Like, do they all play enough, or are they sort of honorary members of the team? Like, the team is only 5 players here, so they have all these members, but the squad is actually only 5 players. Like, I don't know if GNGN plays much these days. I don't know if Goldie plays much these days. Ah, no, there it is. There, yeah, Goldie is playing. Wait, Goldie was playing board 1? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wow. I might be thinking of someone else then. I might be thinking of someone else. So this is an 1891 max level player. The 10-second rating is only 609. So I'm probably better. Let me bring up my my stats. I'm 641 in 10-second games. So I guess I'm better. I mean, who's to say? Who's to say? The rating system is pretty objective, so you know the numbers would suggest that I'm better. Yeah, this team is stacked. This team is very much stacked. I don't know if... Oh, I have to evaluate a manner. I think World Wrecker YT is Capybara. I think Capybara is World Wrecker YT. Truck Castle. Wait, what is this? The Truck Castle has not gotten you many wins. You said Malaysia swept USA 3 this year. You're cheering for them? I wouldn't say they swept them. I wouldn't say they swept them. It was closer than the result would indicate. Sure, it was 3-0. GM Zerk's like, that's a shame. Oh, they did? That's a shame. You know, I've got my games coming up. Oh, boy. I mean, you go to who pays you. You go to who will pay you more. That's the lesson. That's a life lesson. That's a life lesson for the USA 3 team. If you want GM Zerk, you better pay what he needs. Yeah. And that doesn't, yeah, the new team is paying you twice as much, and that doesn't even count the incentives. The targets, the win targets. Wait, we need to take a look at Division A. Division A. Okay. In first place, as expected, nay, as demanded. This is a good team. Oh boy. Oh, France 1 had a good game, a good match, a lucky match, if you will. A lucky match, if you will. Boy, winning against Z-Kid and Nicholas. Yikes. I almost can't conceive of him losing a board 2 match. He lost without a fight? Oh. Oh, no. Okay. I had said I almost can't conceive of him losing on board 2. I guess I can conceive of it. Wow. Oh man. Oh, no. No mercy. Can we reschedule? And then boom, he doesn't even respond. He just goes straight to the admins. It's like, he didn't show up. Can I have the win? They grabbed that win. They grabbed it so quickly. I'm surprised he didn't also ask for the rating points. CC Hidechi. Can I get rating points for this win? Oh boy. Oh man, the inner workings of the WSL stuff. Mmm. Yeah, that victory has an asterisk. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. This entire year's results, I'm gonna say right now, have an asterisk. Who's leading? Who's leading? Brazil. Koshiro didn't show up to a game. Koshiro was negligent in his duties. Yeah, this 1 month, I think none of them showed up, right? Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, you all played. You all lost to Singapore. Yikes. Yikes. I forgot about Team Singapore. I forgot about Team Singapore. So I think I put them at fourth. I think I put them at fourth. No, I put Singapore way down on the list. And there is a note. There is a footnote. And the note and that footnote says, "Is this showing up?" This is let me change my scene so you could see my oops. Oh gosh, did I move my window? Oh boy. Oh boy. Possibly the worst thing to ever happen is I accidentally moved my window. Um Shoot, is this showing up? Let me see. Okay, there it is. I have asterisk. I've put that Singapore near the bottom, but the asterisk says top players scheduling is uncertain, and it looks like I may have been correct. My predictions are spot on this year. I'm just gonna pat my back. I'm just gonna pat my back a little bit here. I put France 2 above United States 1. I don't recall. Who's in France 2? What? That must have been a mistake. I'm gonna have to rewatch that stream, the prediction stream. I don't. This puts this. I can't change it. I can't change it after the fact. I can't change it after the fact. This would not be fair. This would not be fair to everybody if I change this. But I don't recall that. I just don't recall it. Huh. Oh well. Oh well. I made a mistake. But anyway. Get back here. Oh wait, I just want to check. Has that game started? No, no, it's not going to start. We're an hour and a half away from it. More than an hour and a half away. I thought, Koshiro, didn't you miss a game this year? I swear you did. Was that last year? That must have been last year. Who won WSL in 25 in 2025? Who won? Who won it all? Oh, actually, I can look that up. I can look that up. 2025. United States won last year. Huh. Did Larry Spinal Tap played some of those games? Is Komodo in there? Komodo is in there. Did he play? Yeah, he did. He did play. Spinal Tap, Nicholas. I don't know who Socrates is. I'm sure one of you know who Socrates is. All right, let's get back to 2026. Oh, well, anyway, so we have this. I need to figure this out. I need to figure out what. Okay, so I played. The engine did want me to go into Urashino Ryu. I pushed the edge. Oh, which was also one of the top moves. I mean, naturally, I mean, of course, I'm playing engine stuff. And here now. Okay, this is the graph. Yeah, he played perfectly, basically. I played all right. But boy, you know, no relatively low Cinnapon loss, no blunders leads to a losing game. I've noticed that. So I don't trust these numbers so much anymore. I don't even necessarily trust the graph so much anymore. Because the graph becomes, once one player has a winning advantage, without a catastrophic blunder, it's really hard to make that graph change. So lately I've been losing games and winning games with all the way to mate with graphs that look like this. And it's like, what? You know, I didn't make a blunder. I didn't make a blunder or a mistake, or, you know, my opponent didn't make a blunder or a mistake. Yet they lost. They lost out of the middle game. You know, it's really weird. Oh, it's Alan. Ah, oh, nice. Wait, you think dropping the silver in defense doesn't feel good? Wait, what? Seriously? I mean, this is. I mean, not that it matters. You know, this is the number one engine move, which is almost certainly why I make it, because I know I've reviewed this a lot of times. Ah, he's a philosophy professor. Oh, I always assumed he was sort of a Japanese studies professor. So what would you do, Koshiro? You would drop the pawn. You'd drop the pawn and allow this. Oh, I guess that's bad for him. So I drop the pawn. And then this still doesn't work? Wow, okay. So you know, my thinking is that I'm just trying to rebuild my Yagura. Well, I'll experiment with that. I'll experiment the other way. Letting him have the silver in hand is huge. Yeah, it certainly became huge. So this is a mistake, but it's not that bad. You know, it's the eval is still whatever. I was expecting him to just push here right now, and that is the number one move. Okay, yeah. So as soon as I saw this, I was regretting not getting my king over. So I had said I had speculated that instead of this move, I would get my king over. Oh, no. Here, I was speculating. Well, I was speculating here. Well, if I get my king over, then I can't get my bishop out. That's why the engine wants to get this here, I guess. Huh. And the engine is saying, but why not? So if he oh, only move is knight. Only move is knight take. And if he takes here, wait, what? Only another only move. Huh. Let's say we take, which is the second best move. Okay. And this is good. Like this is a bad move. So we just all we do is push the pawn. Okay. All right. So how did I lose? How did I lose though? How did I lose this game? Oh, I timed out. I timed out. But no. The graph shows that I was in a bad spot. The graph shows I didn't. It says I didn't make a blunder, but I ended up in a losing position. Engine wants this first, or this. Yeah. Here, I think I probably should have done this because now the edge attack is also coming, but this is also fine. Wow. All right, so I jumped. Oh, so this is the mistake. This is my one mistake in the game. Oh, I'm throwing away my knight. My attack is not going to be fast enough, I think. Okay. I was too late. I saw this, but I was too late. I was one move too late, I think, to do this. I was trying to remember what my annoying opponents do when I edge attack, and that's something like it. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. So it's crazy to me that none of those are called blunders, but whatever. 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 All right. Good game by my opponent. All right. Let's get another. Let me switch my scene. Fun game. KKR is playing. A Dream of Shogi's playing. I think Truck Guy is playing Truck Castle. Although I don't see that. This, maybe it's, there it is. Okay. So I'll open this up while I wait. Are we going to see a Truck Castle? No. It's Mino. 6 Dan. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay. Okay. This isn't even a free roll for me because it's 10-second rating. It's just, you know, nonsense rating. Oh, oh. So I have contended that I am 3 Dan against Nakabisha. I contend that I am 3 Dan against Nakabisha. So if our opponent... So if our opponent here is... if our opponent is bad against Torizashi, you know, then I have a chance. If I actually am 3 Dan against Nakabisha, like I speculate, and he's bad against Torizashi, we've got a game. Let's get this up. I think I'm like +3 here, right? Or more? Ah! I'm not sure. Now I'm giving up. Now I'm bleeding equity. Now I'm bleeding some equity. I was tempted to drop the pawn. Tempted to taki the... I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. Wow. Now he could drop a silver back here, right? Ugh. I should have just got the gold over. I should have got the gold over before taking the lance. So let's do this so that this comes with tempo. Oh, nice. Oh, that's nice. It's debilitating. It's just debilitating losing like that. Like I said, I don't think I've seen a game to mate as a win or as a loss in these 81 Dojo 10-second games in a long time. Oh. Like the games I win are on time. The games I lose are on time. Oh, boy. I don't think I can play much better than no, I can play much better than that. I can play much better than that. I was going to say I don't think I can play much better than that, but I think I can. I think I made some pretty bad mistakes. Um I got too excited. Oh, that's Benny Iro. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Um I will just say thank you for the game. Have a nice day. Oh, the WSL started. WSL started. I think they started an hour early. Yeah, they started an hour early. It's 1930, but it's not 1930 right now. It's 1830. Oh boy. That's a real punch in the gut. That game was a real punch in the gut because that was so fun. So fun. Like those are the kinds of games that for me shogi is all about. Like those types of games. Like that for me that style of game captures like all the stuff I love about shogi. It's just it hurts that I couldn't finish it. Not finish like the win. That I couldn't make my move in time so that the game could reach its eventual end, regardless of who won. Well, I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to take a go refill my water and tea, and I'll just leave this up. I'll be right back. All right, back. Boy, I'm thinking big mistakes were not gold 7-1. If I was Gote, bringing the gold to 7-1 might have been one. In the background here, I'm just going to I'm going to let the eval run. I'm going to request the analysis. Boy, that was a fun game. So what's going on here? We've almost got a reverse Gangi. Oh no, this is not a king. This is a gold. Okay, so we've got the high left Mino. What is this called with the king up here? Is this Tower Mino? Beniiro! Oh, hello! Konbanwa! Thank you for the game. That was so fun. I'm sorry that I timed out. People here said that was you. Is there a name for this? Is there a name for this with the king up here? This is not tower, right? Tenchikaku Mino. Okay. Tenchikaku. So that it involves the kaku? What is tenchi? Is it strong? What is tenchi? Wow, they are playing fast. They're playing fast and furious WSL. I see the word tenchi used sometimes in Virtua Fighter. Oh, Tenshu Kaku? Who do we like here? Who's we've got the bishop for silver trade. Boy, they are playing fast. For people who play these positions, is this a common position that you get here? Because they've been playing so fast up until now. And you know, there aren't many sort of matchups that I would be able to sort of blitz out my opening moves for the first 50 or so. But you know, I could, there are, you know, there are definitely some that I see a lot. Or maybe they're just fast players. Maybe they're just fast players. Or maybe they're in a rush. I mean, they started this game an hour before it was supposed to start. Yeah, so what's the way to block this? That actually seems amazing. That's an amazing move. Does he have to take? Does he have to take with the rook? Has to take with the rook. Yeah. That to me that feels almost like an oversight from Gote, but maybe not. Bishop 4-9 looks good to me. I mean, this also looks. I guess this also looks great. Same result ish. I assume same ish result. I guess. What's gonna happen? Rook gonna come over? Rook has to come over, or does he drop another rook? Is there a way to drop a rook to trap the bishop? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to assume these players know each other, know each other's games. I'd imagine that people of this level like probably play each other at ESC, WOSC. There are not that many 4 and 5 Dons in the Western world. Yeah, I like that. I like that move. Yeah, not wasting the time on the knight when a rook drop is going to be stronger. That said, yeah, the rook drop, it doesn't threaten any forks because the silver will take back. If the horse takes the gold, the silver takes back and still defends 7-8. Oh, you met MDK at ESC? Nice. Nice. How did he do How did he do in 2025? Anyone know? Wow, he's just going straight. He's going straight for it without the rook. So I was going to prepare that move by dropping the rook first. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, the rook can't run because the gold drop is going to we're going to walk the dog. Yeah. There's a lot of room to run, but that's So we drop the gold. We drop the gold. He runs. We drop. He comes up. Whoa. You can't take here? Take? 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 Then the wait. Oh, he's got a bishop. He's got the bishop. The bishop was the key there. Okay. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, that sneaky bishop still just Can't drop the gold because the bishop promote. I want to say this is over, but there it is. Wow. Wow, GG to both. Fast game. King takes rook, silver drop 8-8. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. King takes rook, silver drop 8-8. Yeah, because the bishop. Yeah. Boy. All right. GG. Now, time to look back at that other game, the other game that I played. Let me evaluate manner. Look at this. Look at this. This is again what I was talking about earlier. So this game, he played Benny Euro played perfectly. I didn't play perfectly, but I didn't even make a mistake. Oh, well, it was all timeout. Yeah. I didn't think I was in a bad spot. Yeah. I didn't think I thought I was winning. Not winning. I thought I had the advantage. At the beginning, I said I thought I was +3. Here's my biggest advantage according to the low depth engine. Here, which is 1.7. But it's still kind of amazing to me that so look at this. This is okay, so ignore the time loss. Ignore the time loss. This engine is saying I made no mistakes, no blunders, only 3 inaccuracies. An average sent upon loss of under 100, which is not bad at all. Like if I'm under 100, I'm feeling pretty good. Yet the game is over. It's -24. It's dead lost. So again, I don't necessarily pay attention to these numbers. I don't pay attention to these numbers and these characterizations of moves anymore because it just seems so. I've found that I'm winning so many games where my opponents make no blunders, or I'm losing a lot of games where I made no blunders, and it's becoming hard to make sense of what these are anymore. But anyway, my thinking here, my thinking was that my big mistake. I think this was potentially problematic. I think the pawn is what I want right now. I don't think the pawn drop here followed by the bishop is what I want yet, but I'm open to the idea. I thought that this would not be right. I expected there was a better move. It wasn't terrible. The best move is coming back. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Why? Do I not? And would I take here? Difficult to find the silver retreat. Hey, Tortupi, nice to see you. Yeah. Though I've seen these positions enough that I feel like I should at least be considering it. Ah. Wow. The engine wants this. Okay. But anyway, okay, so there's that. But I made my move. Why doesn't it like this? Was what I got not good enough compensation? This, to me, this seems very strong. Is the problem that I lose the silver as well? Yeah, in Shogi, if you play optimally, the static rook is the best, but it's difficult for humans to play optimally. Yeah. Well, you played pretty optimally, that's for sure. So it's funny because I really thought I had a bigger advantage. I thought, I didn't know it was you. I didn't know it was you who I was playing. So if I would have known it was you, I would have not thought I had an advantage. Oh boy, this is wrong. Seriously? Let's say the engine wants rook takes, but let's say it's this. And that's why. Okay. Either way, it's still good for Gote. I'm stunned. I am stunned that this is so bad. I am stunned that this is so bad. Wow. It's like you played with an IM before in Western chess. I have played in chess. I have played an international master. I have played an international master in a correspondence game. But he lost on time in both of my games. What you say? I'm just down a silver. I guess I don't see here's a problem with my evaluation. I don't in my mind, I don't see this as being just down a silver. In my mind, I see this as I have a horse, which is the most annoying piece on the board. I have a knight. I did get a knight. And I have a nice diagonal, and I have potential pressure on the rook's head with the pawn. I potentially have this. So to me, it's amazing to me that this is so bad because I feel like I have so much compensation for that silver. And the big, so before looking at this, I would have said my biggest mistake is not playing gold 7-1 or 3-9, gold 3-9. I'm Sente. I would have said that my biggest mistake was not playing gold 3-9. And it looks like that's not true at all. Oh, the pawn drop, yeah, pawn drop first, which is oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it until the end. Ah, well, pawn drop first and then gold 3-9 second. And the pawn drop, the pawn drop's value is contingent on me playing gold 3-9 next. Yeah, this is already decisive. That's what's so amazing to me, is that I thought I thought maybe I'm ahead here. I really thought that maybe I'm ahead here. I thought I had so much aji, for lack of a better word. I felt like I had so much potential here with these, all this. I felt that this, this piece is still hanging, and I do have a knight. So I thought potentially I have so much going for me. And I didn't feel like Gote had as much immediate threat. Like, I still have, this even coming. I still have these kinds of ideas. I must be a Go player. That's where I know that word. I know that word from Go, and so I use it to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. But this is, the move I made is just flat out terrible. The fact that they don't call this a mistake, like this kind of shows, like, these numbers get out of whack so early, or these labels get out of whack so early once the game is almost decisive. Because looking at this move, the 1-1 gold or 1-1 horse taking this is a minus 800. This is a minus 850 elo, or minus 850 engine bucks move. Minus 850. And they don't even call it an inaccuracy. You can drop 3-8 pawn. Yeah, dropping 3-8 pawn does seem really good. I was when I was going to get my tea and my water, I was thinking, well, if I bring gold 3-9 over, that you could drop gold 3-8, but no, you had the pawn behind the rook. So I thought this was going to be even better. So before I started looking at this here, I was pretty convinced I had a great position, which again shows that I really need to figure. I need to reassess how I evaluate positions. Like, if you told me to evaluate this right now, if you told me to evaluate this right now, I would say I think Sente might be slightly behind, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is even, or if Sente had a slight advantage. Yet the game is over. It's a winning position for Gote. So what am I missing here? What am I missing in my evaluation? I guess I am missing this pawn. I am missing pawn drop 6-8. Or 3-8. Pawn drop. I am missing pawn drop 3-8. I am, yeah, I'm overestimating the value of my knight in this situation because realistically my knight is never going to be able to drop here. And my horse or other bishop is realistically not going to ever. Well, no, I guess this one could be on this diagonal. Hmm. You were thinking of knight 6/6, pawn takes, dragon takes 6/9, knight 6/6, knight. So you were like, let's say knight 6/6, pawn takes, uh, dragon 6/9. Wait. Oh, the horse. Wait, no. Yeah, the opening. The opening was the opening up to move 34. It to me feels like it's like to me this was a complete success. I thought I thought if anything I had the advantage, and it was I thought I had a bigger advantage than I did. But like, yeah, it's the I maintained the Sente static rook advantage for for as long as I could. Yeah, yeah. Well, this is great. This if I take away one thing, if I take away one thing from this game, it's to keep in mind the backward silver move to expose the rook, because this is a feature in a lot of my this has been a feature in a number of my games where there's a choice and I usually end up picking the heavier choice because I don't see that backward move. Hmm. Did that other WSL game start? It did not. I think it's scheduled for an hour from now. The other WSL game. Um, David Go. Yeah. Yeah, this is it's an hour for 52 minutes from now. Boy, that was a fun game. Yeah, like I said, this kind of game, like these are the kinds of games I live for. I loved this game. I'll just hold my hat. I'll hold my hat on the fact that I played no mistakes and no blunders. I'll tell myself that that's true, and I'll tell myself that under 100 cent upon loss feels good. Um, wow, wow. All right, all right. What else do we have going on here? Hmm. We're there. Hikari, the the great Brazilian player, or the is Hikari Brazilian or is Hikari Japanese living in Brazil? Hikari is the former Shorikai, right? Is Hikari former Shor? Am I misremembering Hikari was Hikari Shorikai? Hikari. I'm going to let the I'll leave this up. I'm going to actually I'll put this. Nothing is going on, so I'll just put this up, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Oh, you recently became a Lee Shogi coach. Oh, wow. You logged into 81 Dojo for the first time in a while. Do you think it's easy to find students? I I I don't know. I don't know what the market is like for shogi students. Um Especially in the West. I don't get my sense from the past, 2 to 2.5 years or whatever of doing this is that Western players are not so willing to pay for their shogi habit or their shogi hobby, not habit, hobby. Like it seems like it's not an adult hobby. Like chess may have a lot of adults who are willing to sort of invest in themselves or invest in their hobbies. It seems to me, and this could be way off base, but it seems to me like the Western shogi world is not quite at that state where it might be a lot of younger people or people who are unwilling to invest into the hobby. Adrian Shogi is saying, I think in general, Westerners don't pay for lessons in general. In Asia, it's much more common for kids to take piano lessons. Yeah, I mean, my kids took piano lessons and lessons and things like that. But we do have kids taking chess classes, either private or group. And we do have adults getting chess lessons, but then again, the chess community is so much larger, so it's hard to use some sort of absolute numbers for these types of things. Speaking of lessons, we also have the Suzuki method. My kids did Yamaha. I think we did the Yamaha school. It wasn't Suzuki method. It was Yamaha. I don't recall. It's been so long. I don't recall the difference in philosophies between Suzuki and Yamaha. But I don't know. It feels to me like there's very little of anything to get in the Western. Like it's like you're squeezing a stone to get coaches or to get students, paying students anyway. I don't know though. That's my sense, and I'd like to see that proven wrong. I do have some ideas, and I'm about getting some certain people more visibility, but I don't know. Your wife sent you an article about how piano teacher is the fastest growing job right now in Singapore or something because it's non-screen time. I could see that. I could absolutely see that. Yeah, it's the fastest growing job. It's also it's going to also be the fastest growing complaint that kids have against their parents. It seems like it's that thing where if your parents if your parents made you do piano lessons, you hold a grudge about it your whole life. And if your parents didn't make you get piano lessons, like my parents did not. My mom was a very I don't know if accomplished is the right word, but a highly skilled pianist, and she had lessons from when she was younger. But I think she and my dad said that when they had kids, they didn't want to force them to do piano lessons. So I'm sitting here as an adult like, gosh, I wish my parents would have forced me to play violin or piano or something I'm trying to learn piano whenever I was. I'm trying to learn these things as an adult when my brain is already, calcified and my fingers are already falling off. But my kids who we had take lessons, they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it, and they don't play to this day. Like my daughter became more. My daughter did better than my son did in piano, and she went farther, and she did performances and things like that. Not like incredible stuff, but like it became what I would consider to be I wish I could be the level that she became. But they don't play at all now. They since we didn't force them to go to their lessons, they stopped taking it. And so now it's like you almost can't win. You almost cannot win as a parent. In a lot of these, you just can't win. Whatever your decision you're going to make is going to be wrong. Have you read any material from Jonathan Haidt? He talks a lot about the effects of screens, social media. No, I haven't. No. I think that's a difficult topic. So the thing is, I have so little regard for the kind of research that's done these days, especially in those types of fields like psychology and whatnot, that I have a hard time. I have a hard time not just listening to stuff or seeing things and acknowledging things that reinforce my own ideas, because I have so little respect for how research and decisions are made now. And I think it's such a difficult, like, we can say that screens and social media have a negative impact on kids, We can all say that, and we can all believe it. But what is the alternative? You know, the thing is, what is the alternative? Is that you don't let your kids on these things that all the other kids are using, and maybe that's a yes. You know, maybe you say, you know, if my kids will have animosity will have animosity for me for the rest of our lives. Maybe that's worth it if I've set them on the better track. Or do you subscribe to the idea that the kids who are not allowed to do what all the other kids are doing will eventually find access to these things that you're withholding from them, and it's just going to be even worse than if they just would have gradually grown into them? And yeah, so that campaigning for government intervention, boy, that's a tough one. I think that's what a lot of people that don't have ideas on solving things, they lean towards the government, as if the government is this knowing entity. Even assuming government has good intentions, which I think is a terrible assumption. The idea that the people who would be attracted to being in the government have any idea of what to do with anyone's kids, I think it's almost laughable. So it's like, I don't think we can rely on that. That's the crutch. I think a lot of these arguments that say the government needs to get involved, they're crutches because the person making that argument can almost never be wrong, because government is almost certainly not going to do what they propose. So they could say, well, the government just never did it, so I was right. Or if the government does things, he could say, well, the government didn't quite go far enough, or the government didn't do this, or this other evil corporation did this other thing. I think it's tough. It feels like it's a. I mean, that's I think a problem with psychology and those types of fields. I think the social sciences in general is that there's no real way to even know that anyone is right, and people aren't even trying to be right. They're just trying to get their name out there, and they're trying to get they're trying to publish, and it's tough. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answers. And I haven't heard anyone with the answers. I think that's the thing. I think the people who are usually advocating for the government getting involved with social media and other things are, I think, maybe some of the worst people in the world. And the things that they want to do are, I think the things they want, they want to propose this for the kids, for the think of the children kind of arguments. But what they're really doing is just ruining the rest of the world, ruining the world. And I think it's tough. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. And they're also usually the same types of people who are against parents doing things on their own, like homeschool. Some parental approaches to and I'm not pro homeschooling or anti homeschooling. I went through the traditional schooling, throughout my life. I sent my kids to traditional schooling, and if I had kids again, I would do things differently, but it would not be homeschooling. But regardless, the same people that are trying to dictate how kids, that parents do this and that, they're also trying not to allow like homeschooling. Yeah. You agree that even a broken clock is right twice a day? Yeah, I think my take is that one of the many takes. I could talk about this for way too long, and I probably shouldn't. But like in an ideal world where the government worked for the people and the government was a trustworthy organization, like I don't even trust our local governments. out here. Like the stuff that everything I see with the local governments are even bad and terrible. And so like the idea, and you know, in my experience, the people who I know who have gone into politics or gone into those fields are some of the worst, dumbest people that I've ever, you know, been with. It feels it just pinning any hopes on a government seems to me to be misguided at best, just naive at best. I just don't think most of these people or all of the people have the true best intention of society in their minds. And I think a lot of them are just not capable of it. Like there's the best and brightest don't go into that stuff. In my opinion, in my arrogant, I guess I won't even say humble, in my arrogant opinion, you know, the best and brightest I don't think go into politics. The worst and the dimmest go into politics. And it's a tough problem. It's a tough problem. But I tried to do my, you know, as a parent, I did my best, and I failed, I'm sure, in many ways. Yeah, Kotaro, I think it's the same everywhere. It's the same like if you think about it, how arrogant do you have to be to think that you have the answers? Like the people that are drawn to being in power are probably the ones who probably should not have power. And what you have to do to get that power. Oh, Cubing B is saying pretty much what I just said. Those who desire power are often not those who should have it. Yeah, exactly. Like these are not the people who want that probably should not have it. I mean, nothing I'm saying is novel. You know, I'm not saying anything novel or intelligent or anything. I am just immediately distrustful of any proposed solution that even involves government. But like, not only so, you know, I'm suspicious of any proposed solution that involves government, and I'm like multiply that times 100 of a solution that depends on government. It's tough. It's tough. You know, maybe back in the 80s, I would have been more optimistic. The topic to debate with David. Yeah, it'd be a great topic to debate with yeah. There are no utopias on Earth, but there are no dystopias either. Really? You don't think there are any dystopias? That's funny. That's funny to me. Wait, what are the most terrifying 9 words? I just, you know, my hope is that, you know, as I get older, as things continue to get worse, and as I get older, I just hope that whoever is in control isn't. I don't even. Oh yeah, yeah, famous line. Yeah, I am from the government and I'm here to help. Exactly, exactly. Oh man. In the old days, the people. So in the old days, when someone, when a government, someone in government said something that you didn't agree with, you could at least, there was the belief that they were earnest, and maybe this was naive to think this way, but in the old days, when you disagreed with someone, you assumed that they had the best intentions and were maybe just incompetent or just didn't know any better. And the problem is that now, when you disagree with someone, you probably assume that they have the worst intentions, and you're probably right. So it's it's like, it feels like the people, at least for me, and in this, I obviously I have not given a single word to anywhere where I lean with anything, and I won't. But like, it seems to me a lot of times that the people that disagree with the things that I agree with now, it feels to me like they have the absolute worst intentions possible. And I don't understand why they do, but they do. And it's just, I guess in the end, it all comes back to money and power. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's tough. It's tough. And maybe YouTube banned me. It looks like my encoder is not showing up as live on my stream machine. YouTube is now blocking me. Let's see. Is it actually possible? No, you can. I mean, I'm not even talking about it, but yeah, okay. So YouTube is back. YouTube is back. my paranoia about the system bleeding through. I have dropped 158 frames today. I have dropped them, or have I? Or is AT&T dropping those frames? AT&T is big piano. They want all those piano. They want all those piano lessons. I'm pro piano lesson too. I'm pro piano lesson. Man, I'm waiting for this game. This game, it's I don't know if I want to wait around for the next WSL. What is it? It's at 1 12:30. That's now. Oh no, that was their game. They started an hour early. This one is at 1 p.m., which is in 30 minutes. So the David Go Tonkyo. Okay, well, I'm gonna play again. I'm gonna play again. I'm gonna try. Hikari has been waiting for this 10-second game for a long time. I'm not gonna challenge a former Shorikai, or Koshiro, if you're still there. I was speculating if Hikari is Hikari former Shorikai? Or is Hikari living in Brazil or visiting? Hikari. Okay, yes, former Shorikai. Yeah, so I'm not gonna challenge former Shorikai. So I'll just leave mine up. 6Q. Hey, Flying Parrots. Yep, I am waiting for a match. I've played a couple games today. We've watched a game. I am waiting for a match now. Oh, he lives in the middle of nowhere in the south. Interesting. Is that in a heavily Japanese area? Ooh, Angelito is 4 dan. He's climbing back up there. Okay, not at all. Interesting. Wow. I think Brazil still has the highest population of native Japanese people outside of Japan. I think so. But I don't know where in Brazil that's concentrated, or if it's concentrated or just spread. At least more descendants. I like this username, Modern Golf. I wonder, it's like in modern golf, is that like a modern Volkswagen Golf, or is it like modern, swinging the stick, the stick, swinging the club golf? Oh, the first and second generation are almost gone. Wow. Was it, is that community more isolated? So did it mostly stay that way though? Is it mostly still like ethnically Japanese? Is there a date? I think we talked about. Is there a date for the Pan Am in Brazil? I was thinking about that this morning. I was because I'm planning on, but then I seemed to remember that there was a date given, and I thought it conflicted with Thanksgiving. Um, oh, there were several isolated communities. Interesting. StarCraft chess. There's a user here. StarCraft chess go 88. That's a good username. Just all the things he likes. Daimoku. All right. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Here we go. Let's just try to finish a game. Let's try to finish a game. Let's try to just not time out. Okay, so it looks like we might be getting fourth file rook or opposing rook. Yeah. Okay, great. It's an interesting move order for third file rook. Ah, I like that pawn. I want that pawn position. Ooh, look at this guy. What flag is this? Spain. That feels like an experienced move. It definitely feels like an experienced move. Okay. Oh, I don't like this move. I do not like this move.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、1、2、3、1、2、3、4、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、1、1、2、3、4、1、2、3、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
So I've gotten into this position that I think I want in a strange way here. Ooh.
2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I gave up the pawn.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、1、2、3、4、5、6、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、1、2、3、4、5、6、
Wow.
2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、1、2、3、4、5、6、1、2、
Takes with the bishop, I get the gold drop. Ooh.
2、3、4、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、
I don't like that as much. I should have just taken the knight.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、
Hmm.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
3、1、2、3、4、5、1、2、3、4、5、1、2、3、4、1、
Hmm.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、1、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、
Ooh. Oh, yeah. No. That's fine.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、1、2、3、
Oh, shoot. Shoot.
1、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
Ah, I want to drop the bishop. I want to drop the bishop back.
2、
Oh, that's a loss. Okay, shoot. I choked. I choked. I got 10. I got oh boy.
2、
Um
3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、
yeah. Nice. I choked. I choked. I thought my attack was faster.
8、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、
That's mate. GG.
2、
Ah, that's bad. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. I think I just choked. I think I just choked. Right? Ah. My mind, I was waiting for the resign, and it just wasn't. I was waiting for the resign, and it didn't come, and then I didn't reassess. Let's see. So was I even right? Was I even right that I had a resignable position? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. It was just good. It was just a good position. It wasn't resignable. When the bishop was threatened, yeah, when the bishop was threatened by the rook, I had much better. Yeah, I think I had a lot of better options on a bunch of those. Yeah, so I instead of dropping the gold, I should have dropped the bishop. So let's see here. Let's get here. Yeah. So it felt to me like now it's clear he's sort of flailing. This was the obvious mistake. I mean, the obvious one I should have just taken rather than dropping the pawn. I should have just taken. Yeah, this one hurts. This one hurts because this was I saw it at the moment. At the moment I dropped the pawn, I saw that I should have just taken the knight. Boy, oh boy, that hurts. That hurts. And then, yeah, push, or just drop. Oh, drop the bishop here. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. Good to see you, Cubing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hope you have a good weekend. Hmm. That hurts. That hurts. A huge kudos to my opponent for continuing to just sort of attack. You know, in a 10-second game when you're down, keep attacking. Just don't give your opponent the chance to think. Don't give your opponent the chance to win the game. Just keep attacking. And and good thing, in shogi, if you keep attacking, good things a lot of times will happen. Your opponent is going to make a mistake, or they're going to get the opponent is going to get tired of defending and is going to try to like I went on the offensive. I went on the offensive at the end there. Just because I was like, enough of this, enough of this defending. Yeah. So what was it? Is it take? Is it just take? Oh, interesting. Take that. Yeah. Oh, that's obvious. That's obvious in retrospect. He can't take. He can't take. He can't take. Yeah. That I should have seen. That I should have seen. Oh well. Oh well. All right. Good game. Good game. I'll take it. I'll take it. My openings are continuing to do well. What was the mistake in the opening though? Or the middle game here? Oh, pulling back. Huh. Huh. Oh, pulling back, of course, because it gives up the pawn. Of course. Duh. Yeah. Pushing the pawn, as I did on the next move, would have been fine there. Getting the bishop out of the way so that this take doesn't come with tempo. Well, it does come with tempo because it would still hit this. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, because there's nothing defending here. All right. All right. Good one. Let's see. Has the WSL game started? Not yet. I'm curious. I'm curious if the WSL game is even going to happen, because the one of the players was already requesting the game an hour and a half ago, or 2 hours ago. So they thought that the game was supposed to happen. So let me see if there's any chatter. If there's any chatter for that game. Oh no, it's gone. It rescheduled. Okay. Weird. But there's no discussion of the fact that he actually wasn't online at that date. All right, well that's it. So that's no more WSL happening today, and no more WSL happening, and it's almost 1 o'clock. So I guess I'll close it up. Looks like people have been going away. Maybe since I started playing, people started leaving the stream. So we're down to 6 and 7 on Twitch and YouTube respectively. So I'll close up here. These were fun games today, good games to my opponents, and I'm glad that I was able to actually get a game to end, even though my opponent in that last game actually did take more than 10 seconds on one of those moves. I see you over there, Hidechi. It's like, I'm timing out before the 10 seconds is even up. Meanwhile, my opponent didn't time out after a clear 11 to 12 seconds. There's something going on. Believe me, I see you, 81 Dojo. I see you. And I'm not going to say that threw me off for the rest of the game, because I still played well. But anyway, I see you, 81 Dojo. Hey, Magic Based. Yeah, exactly. 6-7. And yeah, that's it. Nothing else to say. Hope you all have a great weekend filled with good shogi and other stuff. Have a good Mother's Day. Be good to your mothers out there, and I will see you in the future. Take care. Thanks so much. Been great chatting, been great watching, been great playing, and again, take care.